Hey, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. Today, we're going to be working the pillar of my channel about HR management. My goal for this pillar is to help small businesses and growing companies get better free human resources pretty much. I know a lot of you cannot afford it. I can't be everywhere. I used to volunteer to do free human resources, but now I want to pretty much, I guess, expand my reach, and that's why I'm doing this video. So we're going to be chatting about onboarding and how to do a proper onboarding program and how billion-dollar companies do onboarding program. I have over 1,000 hours of onboarding experience. I have onboarded well over 800 people. I have onboarded regional leaders. So I think I'm pretty good at this. So let's get right into it. All right. So first things first is this. These are the key points we're going to go over. The definition of onboarding, major problems in onboarding, desired feelings for new hires in onboarding, 3 key needs from new hires, and we're going to go over the billion-dollar onboarding roadmap. I'll be breaking everything down simple as possible. First things first, before we get into it, I want to just thank Lawson Sauce for sponsoring this video. For Afro-Caribbean sauces, they're doing a special for Black Restaurant Week. Definitely check them out. Use the code BRW. The link is in the description. First things first, what is onboarding? So onboarding is the process of helping new hires become comfortable, effective in their new roles within an organization. It creates positive emotions, ensuring new hires feel welcome, valued, and part of a team from the beginning. That's important. So integration, helping new hires understand their role and how they fit into the company, both functionally and culturally. Socialization, teaching new hires the knowledge, skills, and behaviors they need to succeed in that company. Retention and performance, improving the chance that new hires will stay with the company and perform well by making them feel important and capable, which is very important, all these so far. Supporting transition, recognizing that starting a new job is a big change and providing the support needed to make that transition as smooth and successful as possible. That is what onboarding really is. All right, let's go over some quick problems here. First problem is 25% of all new hires leave their new job within a year. Problem number 2, 6 out of 10 new hires say the job does not live up to their expectations and feel cheated. 20% of new hires leave in the first 45 days of their employment. Let's chat about time to performance. What time to performance is the time it takes for a new hire to actually add value to the business, to start contributing to the business. As you can see on the graph, it takes about 6 months for you to even break even. But we chatted about it. 20% of people leave in what? 45 days? 25% of new hires leave in less than a year. So only there for less than a year. So let's say like best case scenario, if they stay like just less than a year, you at least get like what, 6 months of productivity from them and gain in your company. But let's say if they're only there for 45 days, then you don't get the gain. And here's another stat that I didn't even help there. 4% of people, new hires, leave on their first day and don't even say anything. They like literally leave, go to lunch, just never come back. 4%. All right. Here is the normal length of onboarding programs. I got some numbers for you. 1 day is 17%. That's pretty high. 1 week is 19%. 11% is 7%. 1 month is 10%, and about 25% is 1 to 3 months. That being said, do you think a person can learn everything they need to do perfectly with quality, autonomy? Let's talk about how billion-dollar companies gauge a successful onboarding. These are the questions you should ask when you're done your onboarding. These are the 5 things that new hires should be pretty good at. So we got complexity. How and by how much can we increase the complexity of what we ask of the new hire? So ask yourself, like, if some of the new people you recently hired, how complex of a task can you give them? Could you give them a task that you do and be confident they'll do it as good as you or as nearly as good as you? Speed-wise, how and by how much can we increase the speed of the output and strength of the attitude we want to get from the new hire. So how fast can they complete that task? Are they going to take forever on one task, on just a normal day's work, over the rate that you're expecting? Capacity, how and by how much can we increase the volume of output or input that we ask the new hire to achieve? So are you able to produce more now? Like, how much are they willing to produce and how much can they produce? Let's talk about quality. How and by how much can we improve the quality requirements of the output the new hire produces? Right? They got to have good quality. Independence. How and by how much can we increase the requirements that the new hire must achieve on their own? If you could say with a clear thought and without second guessing any of this answer that they can handle complex tasks that are close to your level, they're pretty fast to the normal level of someone who's been there for a year or two, a normal level of the average. If you're close to the average person who works for you, that's good. If their capacity is high as the average person who works there, that's good. If the quality is to the average person who works there, great. Can they do it all by themselves, just like everyone else? Great. Even better, you can judge this on yourself. Are they able to possibly even do work as good as you? Can he do it as fast as you? Is their capacity as high as you? Is the quality as high as you? Are they independent like you? Shoot, are they able to teach what they learned during onboarding to a new hire? That's how you can really tell. Okay, listen to this one. I know it might be a lot of sighs or a lot of people like, oh my God, they're talking about feelings for a new job. A lot of people don't care about their job emotionally. They do. So these are the 3 desired feelings for a new hire. You want them to be welcomed and valued, prepared and confident, and excited and motivated. If they feel as though that they're a bother and no one really truly cares about them, they don't really think they're going to have a good future there. So they're not going to be invested. They're going to be looking somewhere else. If they are not trained enough to feel prepared and confident to the point where they can do work by themselves without bothering anybody or asking many questions at all, they're going to probably find a job they're good at. And if they're not excited and motivated, they're going to be maxing out as much PTO as possible, probably breaking the attendance policy, but just enough not to get fired. And they'll probably be late almost every day. But if they are excited and motivated, what happens is they want to take on different work, they'll produce more, they make more money for your company. We talked about feelings that they need. Let's talk about other needs they have. So first of this, everyone wants meaning. When you work at a job, they want to feel like they're part of something bigger, to have a purpose that extends beyond themselves, to find significance in their work. They want to say, oh, I'm doing this project that's building this company. They don't want to just have they don't want to feel like a meaningless cog in a cog. I forgot the saying. Correct me in the comments, please, God. I forgot the saying. But you know what I mean. So they don't want to just do meaningless work. They don't want to just stay busy. And then you got like autonomy. They want to have control over their work. They want to do their work how they want to do it while still achieving the goals for the company. And then they also want mastery. The desire to improve their skills, to master tasks, and to achieve a high level of competence in their work. This is what they want. And these are the things you want for them. But if you don't put them on a right track during onboarding, they won't have these things. And here's the crazy part. They need to level up on all of these things at the same time. We're going to talk about how soon. So I hope you're ready. All right. So this is what an onboarding roadmap looks like. You can actually download it from the Canva file that I have in the description. So enjoy. But here's what it looks like. For examples, I have the 0, the 1, the 30, the 90, and 180 days. These all like illustrate between what timelines you should be doing activities like this. Before they start, they should have activity in culture. They should have activity in compliance. They should have a activity in network. They should have a activity in collaboration or collaborate. They should have a activity that helps them with their confidence. They should have a activity that helps with performance. So for instance, we have culture-wise, they can, before day one, they can do some training. Before they get there, they could do some history and other training that you don't have to do at the office to save you more time, to focusing on more on the high touch parts of onboarding. You could give them a handbook to read. You can discuss it when they get there, and you can actually have a real conversation. You can actually get them to meet their onboarding buddy too. So you can FaceTime the onboarding buddy. You can send them a who is the onboarding buddy and where to meet them. They can just have that communication and connect. So as soon as they walk in, they know exactly who they're going to meet and what they're going to do next. You can create a bio with the new hire. Let's say you want to collaborate, like, hey, could you send me some information, cool facts about you? Let me create a bio for you. So before you get there, people can know what you're interested in, what unique hobbies you have. And so we can actually help other people invite you in the culture more. You could do a competency overview. You could talk about the job roles and what it looks like per se. And if you have any questions about it, you can write it down just to go over a little bit of things. Let's say you might be coming from an HR background, you're going into a new HR place and you've never handled pay, anything to do with pay before. You let them know, like, hey, I've never handled pay before. And they can make sure they, put an emphasis on your pay training so you can feel more ready and confident. You can help you fill your gaps performance wise. They can, for your, let's say, first day, they can give you an FAQ, what to expect on your first day so you don't have any surprises. And when you're doing it, they forget something, you can be like, hey, what about this? And it goes on and onward. So you can even see for day one, you can take a screenshot of this as well. For day 1 to day 30, which you'll get them some swag, policy overview, office tour, team lunch, introduction, some job training, assess new hire on what they learned. And the reason why we have these core 6 activities for these different parts of the training is this. This is how you master everything. This is how they get their mastery, their autonomy. And what was the other thing? Hold on with me, guys. They get their mastery, autonomy, and they get to their meaningful work. If you do all of these things, you're going to be hitting all of those needs. For instance, right? Let's go to day 90 to 180. You're going to talk about their future plan. What do they want? You need to make a plan to help them get that at your job, or they're going to find somewhere else to go get it. You could talk about compliance. Like, all right, if you're a pharmacist, what are some role-specific compliances that they have to know? You could teach them about the volunteer network. A lot of happy employees volunteer forward, representing their job often. And if they're a happy employee, they're going to volunteer, plan career development, help them to get into school, further their career, do some more training, get them some certificates, invest in them. And if you invest in them, they'll invest in their job. Go over performance reviews. So at this point, if it's past like 90 days, you should be talking about, this is what it looks like. This is where we are. This is where you can improve that. This is where you're a beginner at. This is where you're intermediate at. This is where you're expert at. Get them to know where they can improve at. So every meeting that you meet with them, they have a project to improve on that weakness. And then plan a new project. So performance-wise, you can say, hey, continuous improvement, right? I need you to help me with this project. And what that does is give them ownership. It gives them meaningful work and it allows them to own their job. It gives them autonomy. So now they're going to be looking for more work. They're going to be happy. They're going to be like, they really trust me with stuff here. And that's how you build that emotional bond with a good onboarding roadmap. And this is the onboarding roadmap that $1 billion companies use. This is the onboarding roadmap that helped us go from, I remember one company helped us go from like, I'll say around 20% attrition on a monthly basis. We went down to the 3%. And we have well over thousands of employees. So that's amazing. All right. So these are some examples of some welcome activities you can do on day 0 before day 1, right? Personalized welcomes and welcome message from the senior leadership and direct managers. Team introduction. You can even do a virtual meeting with the team members. Give them a welcome kit with some team swag and some essential documents. You can give them training before day 1 just to eat so you can be more high touch. and just bond on day one and just make them feel welcome. You can have sign their mentorship buddy to schedule check-ins for the next 90 days, and just let them know like, hey, these are when we're going to check in, and this is what I need you to have before. All right, so for day one, you can do personal greetings, team introductions as well, welcome pack. You can do all that. This is day 0 from to day 90 to be exact. What I'm going through, so you can always do things ahead of time, but I wouldn't overpack everything in a condensed amount of time, just so they can do some micro learning and they can get like incrementally involved and integrated into your culture at your job per se. We can do initial training and resources, so make sure you get the email set up if you haven't done that on day 0. Resource guides if you haven't done it on day 0. Day 1 can be a lot of bonding and a lot of job training as well if you need to on the job training. But the most important thing I think on day 1 should be goal setting. What are some short-term goals? Set clear, achievable goals for the first week or month. I remember I was like interviewing for a job, and so what's your expectations in the first 90 days? And her first 90 days was, oh, I just expect you to, do your best. And honestly, that wasn't really a good answer at all. It wasn't very tangible, in my opinion. You should have tangible goals that they can see themselves achieving. Let's move on. First 30 days is this. We got orientation, role clarity, expectations, training and development, and feedback and communication. Then on the first 90 days, we got performance and development activities. You can please just screenshot it if you need to. Then we have advanced training and skill enhancement. Then we have career paths and opportunities. So where can it go with this job and how we're going to help them, engagements and contributions. So they get increased responsibility. That's a very important thing. You want someone who you can ask for help when you're swamped? Or do you want people like a team that shares the responsibilities? All right, let's talk and finish with this one. So for the next 90 days, you do 180 days. But these are just examples, again, of activities that you could do, focusing on the, core 4 for the next 90 days, the first 90 days, whatever. So with performance review, you want to do performance reviews, you want to do development plans, you want to keep giving feedback. You always want to keep talking about career development discussions. Make sure they know that you're doing your best to get them to the level that they want to. You want to see if they're promotion ready. How ready are they to be they get promoted? I've had people that I've personally onboarded who've gotten promoted in their first 6 to 8 months.